Joining us on this segment of the news review, we have Digby Wren, international relations expert, joining us from Phnom Penh. Also, we have Paulo Rafone, Secretary General of the CIPI Foundation, joining us from Brussels. Gentlemen, welcome to the program. Let's start off with Mr. Wren. Sir, give us your thoughts on this recent insistence by the Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. He too wants regional bloc in South America to ditch the dollar.
Well, I'm not sure that they're completely ditching the dollar. What they're doing is they're filling the vacuum that's been left for, the global South's economies are still growing. And as they grow, they need more, they're doing more transactions. And there's no way that the dollar can fulfill the amount of transactions, the circulation of currency that's required to do that anymore. And so there's a space for that. And the other thing, of course, is that their largest trading partners are no longer the United States as well. So therefore, they need to be able to do trade in something other than the dollar and free themselves at the same time from dollar hegemony and all of the negative effects of Washington running the global economy on its own domestic needs as opposed to the requirements of what a reserve currency should do, which is to strengthen the entire global economy. But at the very bottom of this is the fact that the US economy is no longer capable of fulfilling that role. And so you can see that the trend is going this way for de-dollarization and for stronger blocs and the blocs to use their own currencies. And the most obvious example was the euro.
Paulo Rafone, your thoughts on the issue, as well as we're seeing Latin American countries here with the recommendation of the Brazilian president trying to break the hegemony of the greenback?
Yeah, sure. There is the factor that was just mentioned. So to strengthen to create a common currency in Latin America in order to have a common capacity for global trade from Latin America without passing through Washington. This is for sure one of the objectives. On the other hand, there is also, to my opinion, the objective of reappropriation of Latin America by Latin Americans. So the largest countries, Brazil and Argentina, are pivotal to create a sort of a unity in the continent where their weight will be so big that the others will have to follow, which is in this case a bit similar to what happened in Europe with the creation of Euro, where Germany was playing, so to say, the role that Brazil is playing in South America, and Argentina is playing the role that France was playing in the creation of the Euro in Europe.
Mr. Rafone, we're talking about various countries and various blocs trying to break, that would be the correct phrase, of trying to break the hegemony of the United States dollar. There are countries in the East as well, other blocs that are trying to either in bilateral trade or in as a whole bloc trying to carry out trade in their local currency. So what would be the next step in that direction if it's not just breaking the hegemony of the dollar, but many countries are also trying to ditch the dollar altogether?
Well, I wouldn't run so fast. I mean, to ditch the dollar will take time, and maybe it's not even convenient to everybody. So the point is to make it relative to other currencies and blocks of currencies, so that the dollar is one of the currencies which is useful for its mechanisms and the way it has been offered so far, but shouldn't be the dominant currency. So this is the idea, and already if there will be a plurality of currencies used in the global trade, well, the rules under which this will happen will have to be rediscussed. If there is only one currency doing this, of course there is only one rule, and this is what is being contested.
And Mr. Wren, as different blocs are trying to be less reliant on the U.S. dollar, for example, we had Mercosur here, we had the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, countries including Russia, China, and and Iran. Are we looking maybe, in your opinion, at the formation of a new economic order worldwide?
Oh, definitely. I think it's definitely the trend, and it's taken a long time, and that's basically because there's never been a champion, if you like, or sufficient weight outside of the global north to be able to affect this, and that's basically in terms of trade. And so now the trading networks between, for example, the Belt and Road countries of China's Belt and Roads, 140 countries, they now have sufficient weight. And so the BRICS, for example, are looking at some kind of a currency structure as well. So in South America, I think what's going to happen is that, as the gentleman just said, Argentina and Brazil will set the pace. They will hold it, and then this currency is basically going to be put against. It's got to have some kind of value. Currency is only a representation of value. It's going to be commodities and their trade that they have. So, minerals and oil and energy and food and so forth. That's going to back their currency, and I suppose that's really true also of the Middle East and of China and of Russia and of Iran. And so, yes, slowly but surely, they're all going to go this way, and they're going to decrease the power of the dollar. And I think at the same time they can all feel that the Americans are somewhat weakened, and now is their opportunity to act, and so they're all doing it. And when I say all, I mean all of the large blocs and all of the global South are acting in this way. And I wouldn't be surprised if Africa once again sort of floated the same idea.
All right, thanks a lot, gentlemen. Digby Rand joining us from Phnom Penh, and thanks to Paulo Rafona joining us from Brussels. With that, it brings us to an end here on this edition of the News Review, but stick around. There's plenty more to come here on Press TV.